Most people spend their lives searching for something outside of themselves to finally feel this sense of completion. Whether that be a relationship, or it be success, or money, or fame, or prestige, or a different life. But even when things are achieved, the feeling doesn't last very long, if you haven't noticed. So in this video, we are going to explore a deeper truth that nothing outside of you can bring you lasting fulfillment. Not because life is empty or meaningless or any of those things, but because what you are truly seeking is not found in external circumstances. It's found within. This is not about rejecting life. It's about no longer depending on it for your sense of peace and happiness. And when you stop chasing fulfillment externally, something will begin to shift for you. You will begin to experience more peace in your life, more clarity, more stillness, and a deeper sense of stability. Because what you are looking for has always been here. If this resonates, take a moment to pause after watching this video and return to your breath, return to your body, and return to stillness. A lot of us are really chasing external circumstances. We're chasing something outside of ourselves, and one day hoping that we're going to finally feel complete. And again, it could be anything. It could be a relationship. It could be a certain career. It could be success. A different version of your life, whatever it may be. But when we get those things, they don't last for very long. And there's a reason for that. Everything in life is constantly changing. Circumstances change. People come and go in your life. Even stuff within. Certain emotions come and go. Seasons pass. Nothing outside of you is stable. And yet, most people try to build a sense of lasting happiness on things that are always moving. That's where the tension begins, because deep down, what you're looking for is something permanent, something stable, something that doesn't disappear, something that doesn't leave you. But you're searching for it in things that are temporary. You're searching for it in things in the external world that are fleeting, that are coming and going, rising and falling. And to be honest, this really isn't even your fault to some degree. We're sort of conditioned to believe that when I get this thing, I'll be happy. Or when I achieve that, I'll finally feel complete. When my life looks a certain way, I'll finally arrive. Whatever the pattern may be. The mind is always projecting fulfillment into the future. But notice what actually happens is that when you get the thing you wanted, there is a moment of excitement, a moment of happiness. There might be this temporary sense of satisfaction. And what happens? It eventually fades. And then the mind will move on to the next thing. And on to the next thing. What fades was never real fulfillment. It was simply sort of just stimulation. The reason nothing outside of you, and really anything in this world, cannot ultimately permanently fulfill you is because it's not designed to. Everything in the external world is in motion. It's always changing. So even if something brings you happiness, it cannot sustain it. It's not possible because it's not stable. And what happens is it kind of creates this cycle then of seeking, attaining, you feel good, and then you lose it, and then you seek again. And this happens over and over. So the problem really doesn't come from a desire. The problem is just really depending on those things to bring you happiness. And at some point, you will begin to notice something deeper. You will begin to see the pattern more clearly. Not necessarily intellectually, but literally directly. You see that no matter what you achieve, it never fully satisfies you in a lasting way. And this isn't pessimistic. or depressing. It can feel uncomfortable at first, but it's actually very profound. It's a deep realization because it begins to break the illusion. It begins to break this cycle of chasing things outside of you to make you happy. Or you're at least now observing that maybe these things aren't going to do it for me. And that's really a big step on your spiritual path and just in your life in general. What you are really looking for is not an object. It's the feeling you believe the object will give you, whether it's peace or happiness or wholeness or completion. But those states are not contained in external things. They arise from within you, which means you are not actually seeking something outside. You are seeking a state of being. That's really what this comes down to. That is the truth of the matter. Now here's where everything begins to shift. While everything outside of you is changing, there is something within you that is not changing. There is an awareness, a presence, a stillness that has been there through every experience of your life, through everything you've ever done, through every emotion, every situation. It has not come and gone. It has remained. What you are looking for is what you are. And on this channel, we call this stillness. And stillness is not something you create. It's something you return to. It is what remains when you stop chasing, when you stop reaching outward, when you become present. For me personally, I've really come to this realization just through life experience, through loss, through pain and suffering, through certain things not working out, and also just living a spiritual life and observing things in that way, because it's so true to come to this realization that nothing outside of you can really make you happy. And for me personally, I had to go through a lot of hardship to really come to that. And I'm not perfect with it, but I can truly and genuinely say that there are moments where I can just look outside at the cars or the homes or just nature, or just look even at my own life with my relationships and my work and everything, and just see it almost from a distance, like passing clouds almost, or like things that are just coming and going. People come and go, this comes and goes, that comes and goes. It just is this thing of everything's sort of fleeting, everything's sort of passing. And I'm just kind of observing it. And I think life had kind of pushed me there in some ways to really let go, and I'm actually a lot happier living that way, because when things in the past didn't work out for me, it would hit me very, very hard. I think there's a lot of people out there, because I've experienced this in my own life, that are just suffering unnecessarily, that are in so much pain because this didn't work out, or the relationship failed, or the career didn't pan out the way they wanted to. And the reason for this is because, one, they still believe that this world is meant to make them happy. It's not. It cannot make you happy. Only temporary, because everything is fleeting. Everything's coming and going. This world is temporary in some ways. Like, you can't grab onto something and hold on to it forever. And that's where the grip begins to loosen, when you start to realize that. And even in my own life now, if something doesn't work out, I'm not completely hit by it. In the past, my ego would take hits pretty hard. And because I have done this spiritual work and I have just come to this own realization in my own life, it doesn't bother me as much, and I don't suffer as badly as I used to. And that is freedom. That is peace. because I can walk through the world now and just observe things and say, yeah, that's nice, and yes, I have these things, and that's good. But I don't rely on it 100% and depend on it completely for my sense of happiness. I still have goals. I still push my life forward. I still build relationships. I still strive in the world. But I don't have this thing anymore where I'm completely identified with it and completely thinking I need it. And that is so freeing that this just needs to be talked about. It needs to be taught, and more people need to get on board with these truths, because your life will improve drastically. And actually, you'll find that you enjoy the things that you like in this world more when you're not so attached to them, because you just become more present with it and you experience it more deeply. And that is something you will come to find the more you practice this in your own life. What you're really seeking is yourself. And I'm not talking about your ego. I'm not talking about you, the person, and your body and your mind and your likes and your dislikes. I'm talking about that ever-present stillness, that essence, that divine spark of divinity that's within you, that is beyond your body, beyond form, beyond the mind, beyond the ego, beyond your likes and dislikes. It's beyond the person, the persona. It is something that is untouched by this world. It is holy, it is sacred, it is within you. That is ultimately what you're seeking. And you're trying to find it out here. And you're getting pulled into distractions and pulled into the world and being in some ways deceived by thinking these things are it. Yes, it's the relationship. That's what I need. That's what's going to do it. Or yes, it's the home, or it's a certain amount of money, or it's whatever. And again, I'm not saying these things are wrong to have or to pursue. I'm just saying that it won't last. Your happiness is not going to be fully satisfied by those things. It's going to be living and breathing from the awareness that who you are is beyond this world. And when you can be there, you can enjoy the things of life without getting pulled away by them. And you can still be fine and okay when and if they don't work out. Because you have you. You have that essence that's within every one of us. You have that awakening and realization that this is all I need. This is all I want. It's right here. So coming to stillness and practicing these things that I talk about on this channel will help you awaken more and more to the deeper reality of who you are beyond this world. How many of us have heard about famous celebrities and people who have everything that become extremely depressed once they get everything they ever wanted? So you can have everything you thought you wanted and still feel restless, or you can sit quietly with nothing happening and feel completely at peace. Both are true, and that tells you something very important. Happiness and peace is not dependent on circumstance. This doesn't mean you stop living your life. You still 100% set goals, build relationships, move forward, but you're just no longer relying on these things to complete you. Instead, you engage life from a place of fullness, not lack. Because who you are beyond this form is already whole, complete, and fulfilled. And when you can come from this place and pursue your goals and what you're called to be doing in the world to help heal the world and people, you bring a deeper presence into these things. You will actually get more out of the things you're up to by coming from a place of fullness rather than lack. And you'll be aligned with truth at that point as well, because ultimately nothing in this world can ultimately fulfill you. It's simply just an adding on to. You are already whole, complete, and fulfilled beyond the person and within yourself with who you are. And that is what we need to come to. Throughout your day today, and maybe for the remaining of the week, I would just ask you to just watch when your mind is searching for something. When it says, I just need this, then I'll feel better. Or I just need this to work out and I'll be happy. And in that moment, just pause, take a breath, feel your body, return to the present moment, and return to stillness. So yes, enjoy your life. Engage with the world. Because if you don't engage with the world and you are not pursuing what you're called to be doing out in the world will have a way of kind of shaking you up a little bit to get you moving. So we need to be working hard. We need to be pursuing our goals. We need to be pushing forward. We need to be changing the world in the way we are called to be doing, and healing and helping and doing all of those good things. But we need to be coming from a place of abundance, from a place of fulfillment rather than lack, and not deceiving ourselves and thinking that our goals and all these sort of things out there are going to make us happy permanently. They will not. But that doesn't mean that you just sit in your room and not do anything, because that is not going to work. You are here for a reason. You have a purpose. You have a calling. You have something that you need to be up to. You need to be pursuing that daily. You need to be pushing that forward because the world needs you. But we need to understand that whatever we gain from those things, if it's relationships or success or fame or prestige or whatever it may be, we can't rely 100% on happiness for those things. We need to come within. We need to understand that we are already whole, complete, and fulfilled. We don't need those things to make us happy, but we still need to be pursuing. We still need to be moving forward. So if you want to sit in your room for a couple days and bliss out on this realization and come to that awakening, by all means, but don't just stay there forever. You need to be out in the world. And when you realize this stillness within and these truths that I'm talking about, you'll realize that there really is nothing missing. And you can just sit back and you can observe the world and know that everything I ever need is already here. It's within me. And everything else is simply an adding on to, and I can enjoy those things, but I don't absolutely need them to make me happy. And then pursue your goals in your work from this place of abundance, and you will find fulfillment, and you will be much happier that way than you were if you were just simply relying on those things to make you happy. Also, I have a guided meditation. It's kind of sort of a reflection of this video that you can listen to at any moment of the day and come back to as sort of like a reminder, and also just get you in a place of stillness as well. So you can download that. I will leave that in the description below. It is a free guided meditation. Again, use it whenever you feel necessary. I'll see you in the next video.